Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about a word, one that, if you really understand it, has the power to change everything. That word is adrenaline. It's more than just something you feel when you're standing on the edge of something dangerous or when you're pushing yourself to the limit. Adrenaline is about embracing life's challenges head on, finding that fire within you, and recognizing that it's what fuels you to be better, stronger, and more alive than you've ever been. Now, we all know life isn't easy. It's not a smooth ride. It's not a straight path. There are hills to climb, valleys to cross, and sometimes it feels like the whole world is trying to hold you down. But it's in those moments, those difficult moments, that adrenaline comes into play. It's the rush, the drive, the force that pushes you to rise when you feel like staying down. It's that thing inside you that refuses to quit, even when everything around you is telling you to give up. Adrenaline is not just the feeling you get when you're facing danger. It's the force that allows you to face fear, to walk into the unknown with courage and confidence. It's the thing that makes you go after your dreams, no matter how big, no matter how impossible they might seem. It's the reason you get up when you've been knocked down. It's the reason you push forward even when you feel like you have nothing left. The truth is, life is unpredictable. 1 minute you're at the top of your game, and the next you're staring at a challenge you never saw coming. That's when you need your adrenaline to kick in. It's not about how smooth the journey is. It's about how you respond when things get rough. When the storm hits, do you cower or do you stand up, hold your ground, and say, I'm not going anywhere? It's about finding that strength, that power inside of you that makes you unstoppable. Think about the last time you felt truly alive. What were you doing? Was it a moment when you were in full control, or was it when you were in the middle of the chaos with the odds stacked against you? I'm talking about those moments where every second feels like it's pushing you to your limit. Those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when your adrenaline is firing on all cylinders. I know you've been there. I know you've had those times when it felt like you were fighting a battle you couldn't win. But you're still standing, aren't you? You made it through, and you made it through because of that thing inside you, the adrenaline, the fire, the grit that kept you moving when you felt like quitting. You pushed past the pain, past the fear, past the doubts, because you knew that what was on the other side was worth it. You knew that if you just kept going, if you just kept fighting, you would get to where you wanted to be. Adrenaline isn't just for the big, dramatic moments. It's in the small, everyday choices too. It's in the decision to get up early and put in the work, even when you'd rather stay in bed. It's in choosing to keep going when no one else believes in you. It's in those moments when you could take the easy route but choose the harder path because you know it's the one that will make you stronger. We live in a world that's constantly trying to make us comfortable. People tell you to take it easy, to relax, to enjoy life without stressing too much. But that's not where greatness is born. Greatness comes when you embrace the challenge, when you embrace the struggle. When you put everything on the line, when you push yourself beyond your limits, that's when you unlock your true potential. That's when adrenaline is doing its work. But let me be clear, adrenaline isn't just about being strong in the good times. It's about how you show up when things get tough. When you're facing failure, when you've lost everything, when you feel like you're broken. That's when you dig deep and find that strength inside you. That's when you realize what you're truly made of. Adrenaline doesn't discriminate. It's there for everyone. It's available to each and every one of you, no matter where you come from or what you've been through. It doesn't care about your background, your circumstances, or your past mistakes. What it cares about is whether you're ready to tap into it, whether you're ready to face the world head on and say, I'm here to fight and I'm here to win. You see, you don't have to be the biggest, the fastest, or the strongest to experience the power of adrenaline. What you need is the will to never give up. The will to keep moving forward, even when the world feels like it's crashing down around you. Because the truth is, that's when adrenaline shines the brightest. It's when you've got nothing left, when you're exhausted and beaten down, that it will take you one step further than you thought you could go. Think about athletes who push their bodies to the limit. They're not always the biggest, the strongest, or the most talented. But what they have is an inner drive, a fire that pushes them to go harder, to work longer, to be better than anyone else. That's the power of adrenaline. It doesn't just come from physical strength. It comes from mental toughness, from the belief that you can overcome anything. It doesn't matter where you start in life. What matters is where you finish. And where you finish will depend on how much adrenaline you can summon when it counts. When you're at the crossroads and you have a choice, do you give up or do you fight? When you're standing at the edge, looking in the unknown, do you take the leap or do you turn away? That's when you call on your adrenaline. We've all been knocked down. We've all faced adversity, faced moments where we thought it was too much to handle. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments that separate the ones who make it from the ones who don't. It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. So I ask you today, when that moment comes, and trust me, it will come, will you let the fear take over? Will you let the doubt and uncertainty hold you back? Or will you find that adrenaline inside you and use it to push through? Will you rise to the occasion, embrace the challenge, and show the world what you're made of? You have everything you need inside of you right now to do something incredible. It doesn't matter what your situation is. It doesn't matter how many times you failed or how many times life has knocked you down. What matters is your ability to summon that adrenaline, to tap into that power within you that says, I am unstoppable. The road won't always be easy. The obstacles won't always be small. But every single time you face adversity, you have a choice. You can let it define you, or you can let it refine you. You can let it break you, or you can let it make you stronger than you've ever been. So what are you going to do? Will you stand up when life tries to knock you down? Will you keep moving forward when the road gets tough? Will you use every ounce of your energy, every bit of your adrenaline to reach the top? The choice is yours. The power is yours. And it's time to tap into that greatness that's been inside you all along. Let that adrenaline fuel you. Let it push you past your limits, past your doubts, past your fears. Let it take you to places you never thought you could go. Because when you unleash the power of your own adrenaline, nothing is impossible. Adrenaline is inner strength. Adrenaline represents the inner drive, mental toughness, and determination that pushes individuals to overcome challenges and keep moving forward, especially in difficult times. Embracing adversity, life is unpredictable. And it's not about avoiding challenges, but about how we respond to them. True growth comes from embracing the struggle, pushing past fear, and using adversity as fuel to become stronger. Power of persistence, true success isn't determined by how many times you fall, but by how many times you rise. The key to overcoming obstacles lies in the will to never give up, no matter how tough a journey gets. Adrenaline beyond physical limits. Adrenaline isn't just about physical exertion, it's about mental and emotional strength, the drive to go beyond your perceived limits, and the ability to keep pushing forward when others might give up. The choice to fight. Every individual has the power within them to summon adrenaline at critical moments. The choice to rise to challenges, face fear, and take action is what defines one's success and ability to achieve greatness. Adrenaline is often seen as something that surges through your body in a physical sense, a quick jolt of energy that kicks in when you're faced with danger or heightened emotion. But adrenaline is far more than just a fleeting burst of energy. It is a powerful metaphor for the inner strength that we all possess within us, even when we don't fully realize it. The adrenaline that courses through our veins in times of challenge isn't just about the immediate physical reaction. It is about the mental, emotional, and spiritual power we find within ourselves when faced with adversity. This inner strength, much like the rush of adrenaline, can be the thing that pushes us past our limits, past the doubts and fears that try to hold us back, and helps us tap into something deeper, something unshakable that exists inside all of us. We often hear people talk about pushing through the tough situations, about digging deep to find that strength when it feels like there's nothing left. The truth is, we all have this power inside us. It's in the way we respond to challenges, how we face difficult circumstances, and how we rise when it feels like we're knocked down for the last time. Adrenaline is that force, that deep reservoir of energy, drive, and resilience that we all possess, but it's not always easy to tap into. It requires us to dig beneath the surface, to find a courage we may not even know we have. In the face of adversity, when the stakes are high, that's when the true power of adrenaline comes into play. It's not about how much we weigh, how fast we are, or how many hours we've put in. It's about the will to keep going when everything around us is telling us to quit. Think about the last time you were in a difficult situation, one where it seemed like everything was stacked against you. Maybe you were running on empty, physically and emotionally exhausted with nothing left to give. But somehow, you found the strength to keep going. You pushed through that final mile, took one more step, faced the next challenge. That was adrenaline, not in the form of an external physical reaction, but as the inner strength you drew upon to persevere. The ability to keep moving forward, to maintain focus and clarity when everything else feels chaotic, is not just a physical feat. It is the result of an inner power that you've learned to access, even if you didn't realize it at the time. When we talk about inner strength, we're often referring to the mental resilience that allows us to endure hardship, the ability to stay calm and focused when everything around us is spinning out of control. It's the kind of strength that doesn't make noise. It's not flashy or dramatic. It's quiet, steady, and unwavering. It's the inner peace that allows you to keep going when you're faced with something that seems impossible. It's the decision to show up even when you're unsure of the outcome, and the ability to trust yourself when everything is uncertain. It's not something that happens overnight. It's a muscle that has to be developed, a skill that is honed over time. But when you tap into that inner strength, when you rely on it, you become unstoppable. It doesn't matter how big the challenge is, how many setbacks you face, or how difficult the road may seem, because you know deep down that you have the strength to get through it. Adrenaline, in this sense, is not just the energy to react in a crisis. It is the power that allows you to think clearly, to act decisively, and to push forward with confidence when you feel like everything is falling apart. It's about trusting your instincts, trusting the wisdom that lies within you. That inner strength, that energy, is what helps you make the right decisions under pressure. It's about not letting the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, paralyze you. Instead of being consumed by doubt, you find the strength to make choices that move you forward. You don't let your fears dictate your actions. You push past them, knowing that on the other side is something greater than you could imagine. The strength of adrenaline is also tied to the power of persistence. It's easy to quit when things get hard, when the outcome is uncertain, when the road ahead is full of obstacles. But it's in those moments of difficulty that our true strength shines through. The ability to keep going, to keep fighting, even when you can't see the end of the tunnel, is a true demonstration of inner strength. Adrenaline gives you that push when you think you have nothing left to give. It makes you believe that you can keep going, that you can take one more step, even if it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. It's the force that gets you out of bed when you've had a rough night or when life has knocked you down so many times you're into if you can get back up. It's that internal fire that refuses to let you quit. Adrenaline turns what could be a moment of defeat into an opportunity to push past your limitations and find a new level of strength you didn't know existed. Sometimes the hardest part of any challenge is simply deciding to take the first step. That moment of uncertainty, of fear when you're standing on the edge, unsure whether you can jump. That's when adrenaline is at its most powerful. It's that initial burst of energy that helps you take that leap of faith to step into the unknown, to embrace the challenge. It's not always about having all the answers or knowing exactly what will happen next. It's about trusting yourself enough to move forward, to take the next step, even when you don't know where it will lead. Adrenaline also teaches us about resilience, the ability to bounce back after failure, to rise again after falling. Life is full of setbacks. No one gets through it unscathed. But it's how we respond to those setbacks that defines us. Adrenaline is the force that gets you back on your feet after you've been knocked down. It's the resilience to take what life throws at you, learn from it, and keep moving forward. Every time you fall and get back up, you build that inner strength. It becomes a part of who you are, a part of your character. And it's this resilience that helps you face whatever comes your way, knowing that no matter how tough things get, you have the strength to overcome them. In times of struggle, the adrenaline that rises within you is not just about the body's reaction to stress, it is the spirit's reaction to the challenge. It's a call to rise to your fullest potential. When things seem impossible, when the world feels heavy, it's your inner strength that sees you through. It's not always easy to access, but once you tap into that power, once you realize that you have the capacity to endure, to fight, to push through, everything changes. You no longer view challenges as roadblocks, you see them as opportunities for growth. Every obstacle becomes a chance to tap into that deep well of resilience, to test your limits, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of so much more than you thought. The beauty of inner strength and the adrenaline that fuels it is that it doesn't come from external sources. It doesn't depend on anyone else's validation or approval. It is something you cultivate within yourself. It is born from the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the way you choose to show up every single day. No one can give you this strength. It is something you must find within, something you must nourish and grow. And once you do, once you understand that this power is yours to command, there is nothing that can stop you. Life will continue to challenge you. You will face obstacles. And there will be moments when it seems easier to give up than to keep going. But remember this, adrenaline is more than just a momentary surge. It is a reminder of the untapped strength you carry within. It is the force that keeps you moving forward, even when everything inside you wants to quit. The next time you're faced with a challenge, don't look for the easy way out. Look for that fire within you. Tap into that adrenaline and let it guide you through. You are stronger than you know. And when you find that inner strength, you become unstoppable. Adversity is something that many people spend their whole lives trying to avoid. It is viewed as something uncomfortable, something to fear or sidestep whenever possible. But the truth is, adversity is an essential part of the human experience. It is not just a passing phase, a random event that comes and goes. It is a constant and presence in our lives, a force that shapes who we are, how we grow, and what we become. How we face adversity, how we react to it, and how we allow it to impact us can either break us or make us. Embracing adversity is not about inviting hardship into your life, but rather about accepting it as part of the journey and choosing to learn from it rather than be defeated by it. When life is easy, when everything falls into place without effort, we may feel comfortable, but we don't grow. We don't test our limits or expand our boundaries. It is in the moments of adversity, the times when we face difficulty and struggle, that we discover what we are truly made of. These are the moments that reveal our strength, our resilience, and our character. Adversity is a mirror that shows us who we really are beneath the surface. It strips away the illusions we've built about ourselves, leaving only what is real. And in this rawness, we have the opportunity to either rise to the occasion or fall into despair. How we respond in these moments defines us. Many of the greatest accomplishments in history were born out of adversity. Think about the stories of people who have overcome impossible odds to achieve greatness, athletes who come back from devastating injuries, entrepreneurs who built businesses from the ground up after facing bankruptcy, individuals who battled illness and emerged stronger. What separates these people from the rest isn't their lack of fear or struggle, it's their ability to embrace adversity, to face it head on with courage and determination. It's not that they didn't experience pain or doubt, but they didn't let those things control them. They allowed adversity to fuel their drive, to sharpen their focus, and to propel them forward rather than holding them back. Embracing adversity is about changing our perspective on struggle. Instead of viewing it as a roadblock, we must see it as an opportunity for growth. Every challenge is a chance to learn something new, to push past our limits, and to build our resilience. When we face adversity, we are forced to develop new skills, adopt new mindsets, and discover strengths we never knew we had. These are the moments when we rise above our circumstances, redefine what is possible, and transform ourselves in ways we could never have imagined. Adversity also teaches us the importance of perseverance. In the face of difficulty, we have a choice. We can either give up or keep going. The path of least resistance is often the one that leads to mediocrity, to a life of complacency and regret. The true power lies in choosing to keep going when everything inside you tells you to stop. It's in those moments of doubt, when you feel like you can't take another step, that the most powerful breakthroughs occur. Every time you refuse to quit, every time you keep moving forward despite the odds, you strengthen your perseverance. You build the mental fortitude to keep pushing, to keep striving, and to keep fighting for your dreams. In the face of adversity, we often learn the most valuable lessons. These are the moments that teach us about ourselves, about what truly matters, and about what we're capable of achieving. Adversity can break us down, but it also has the power to rebuild us into something stronger, more resilient, and more determined. It forces us to reevaluate our priorities, to question our beliefs, and to discover new depths of passion and purpose. It is in the fire of adversity that we are forged into the person we were always meant to be. But embracing adversity doesn't mean going through life with a mindset that invites hardship or suffering. It means recognizing that challenges are a natural part of life and understanding that we have the power to face them head on. It means accepting that life won't always be easy, but we don't have to fear it. We don't have to run from it. Instead, we can choose to walk through it with confidence, knowing that on the other side, we will be stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. One of the greatest challenges in life is overcoming the fear of adversity. The fear of failure, the fear of pain, and the fear of the unknown can paralyze us, holding us back from taking risks and stepping outside our comfort zones. But in reality, it is this very fear that keeps us stuck. It keeps us from reaching our full potential and prevents us from becoming the people we are meant to be. To embrace adversity, we must first learn to face our fears. We must understand that fear is a natural part of the human experience, but it does not have to control us. It is simply a signal that we are on the edge of something new, something unknown. It is a sign that we are growing, expanding, and challenging ourselves. When we learn to step into the fear, to push past it rather than run from it, we open ourselves to the possibility of greatness. The key to embracing adversity is learning to trust ourselves. When we face challenges, we are often confronted with the feeling of uncertainty. We don't know what will happen next, and that uncertainty can be overwhelming. But in those moments, we must trust that we have the strength, the wisdom, and the resilience to handle whatever comes our way. We must trust that even if we don't have all the answers, we are capable of finding a solution. It is this trust in ourselves that allows us to move forward with confidence, even in the face of adversity. It is the belief that we can handle whatever life throws at us, no matter how difficult it may seem. Adversity also teaches us the power of support. While we often think of adversity as something we must face alone, the reality is that we don't have to go through it by ourselves. In fact, some of the greatest growth comes when we allow ourselves to lean on others for support, guidance, and encouragement. Whether it's a mentor, a friend, a family member, or a community, the people who surround us play a critical role in helping us navigate difficult times. Embracing adversity doesn't mean facing it in isolation. It means recognizing that we are stronger when we face challenges together. When we have the courage to ask for help, to reach out when we're struggling, we are not admitting weakness. We are demonstrating strength and wisdom. When you embrace adversity, you are also embracing the process of transformation. Life isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about navigating it with grace, strength, and purpose. The person you become in the process of facing adversity is the person you were always meant to be. You learn to let go of limiting beliefs, to shed the old versions of yourself, and to step into a new, more powerful version of who you are. Adversity doesn't define you, it refines you. It shapes you into a person who is capable of achieving greatness, no matter the circumstances. It challenges you to be better, to push harder, and to strive for more. It forces you to become the best version of yourself. Ultimately, embracing adversity is about shifting your mindset. It's about seeing every challenge as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to evolve. Instead of focusing on what you stand to lose, focus on what you stand to gain. Instead of fearing the difficulty of the road ahead, embrace it as the path that will lead you to something greater. Life will always present obstacles, but the way we choose to respond to them will determine the course of our lives. Will we shy away from difficulty, or will we rise to meet it? The choice is ours, and in every choice we make, we have the opportunity to embrace adversity, to turn it into something powerful, and to create a life of strength, resilience, and unwavering determination. Persistence is one of the most powerful forces in the world, yet it is often underestimated. It's the quiet strength that keeps us moving forward when the world around us tells us to stop. It's the ability to keep going even when things seem impossible, when every roadblock feels insurmountable, and when every ounce of energy in your body tells you to quit. The power of persistence is the difference between success and failure, between those who achieve their goals and those who give up just before the finish line. It is a force that transcends talent, intelligence, or luck. It is about having the determination to continue despite the obstacles that arise. Life isn't always a straight path. More often than not, the journey is full of twists and turns, setbacks and challenges. Success rarely comes easily or quickly. The road to achieving our goals is often long, difficult, and filled with moments of doubt and frustration. In these moments, it's easy to feel like giving up is the only option. But persistence is what separates those who succeed from those who fail. It's the unwavering commitment to keep moving forward, No matter how many times you stumble or fall, it's the inner strength that drives you to rise after each setback and keep going, even when the odds seem stacked against you. One of the most important aspects of persistence is the ability to endure failure. Failure is not something to be feared, it's something to be embraced. In fact, failure is one of the most valuable teachers we have in life. It's through failure that we learn our greatest lessons, develop resilience, and build the strength to keep going. Without failure, there is no growth. Without the struggle, there is no progress. When we persist in the face of failure, we turn each setback into an opportunity for growth. Every failure teaches us something new, whether it's a lesson about ourselves, our goals, or the process we're following. The more we fail, the more we learn, and the closer we get to achieving our dreams. Persistence is also about having a clear vision of what you want and refusing to let go of that vision, no matter how hard things get. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go according to plan, but true persistence is about staying focused on the bigger picture. It's about keeping your eye on the prize, even when the immediate circumstances don't seem to align with your desired outcome. Many people give up too soon because they focus on the obstacles right in front of them, rather than the rewards that lie just beyond. The most successful people aren't the ones who never face difficulties. They are the ones who keep moving forward despite them. They understand that success takes time, and they are willing to put in the effort required to achieve their goals, no matter how long it takes. When you persist, you also develop the ability to push through discomfort and resistance. The human mind and body are wired to seek comfort, to avoid pain and struggle. But growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when we push ourselves beyond our limits, when we challenge ourselves to go further than we ever thought possible. Persistence is about embracing discomfort, about being willing to endure the pain and difficulty of the process in order to achieve something greater. Every time you choose to keep going when you're tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed, you strengthen your resolve and move closer to your goal. The power of persistence lies in its ability to push us beyond what we thought were our limits, to help us break through barriers that once seemed unbreakable. Another key aspect of persistence is patience. In a world that values instant gratification, it can be difficult to stay patient when things aren't happening as quickly as we'd like. But the truth is, most worthwhile goals take time to achieve. Success is rarely instantaneous. It's the result of consistent effort, small steps taken over time, and the willingness to keep moving forward, even when progress feels slow. The power of persistence lies in the ability to keep going, even when you don't see immediate results. It's the belief that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your destination. It's trusting that your efforts will eventually pay off, even if it doesn't happen overnight. Persistence is also about adaptability. Sometimes the path to success isn't linear. There are detours, unexpected changes, and new challenges that arise along the way. Persistence isn't just about stubbornly pushing forward in the same direction. It's about being flexible and willing to adjust your approach when necessary. If something isn't working, persistence means being open to trying new methods, exploring different solutions, and learning from the experiences along the way. The most successful people are often those who are able to adapt to changing circumstances without losing sight of their ultimate goal. Persistence isn't about never changing course. It's about continuing to move forward, no matter what direction you need to go in. One of the most powerful things about persistence is that it's contagious. When you persist in your own efforts, you inspire others to do the same. Your determination to keep going, to stay focused on your goals, can have a ripple effect on those around you. People are drawn to those who refuse to give up, who keep pushing forward no matter the odds. When others see your persistence, it can motivate them to pursue their own dreams with the same level of commitment and resilience. The power of persistence is not just about your own success, it's about the way your persistence can help others find their own strength and determination. Persistence also builds self-confidence. Every time you keep going, every time you overcome an obstacle, you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving great things. Each small victory adds to your confidence, and over time, that confidence grows. When you persist in the face of adversity, you begin to trust in your own abilities. You learn that you are stronger than you think, that you can handle whatever challenges come your way. This self-confidence becomes a powerful force that drives you forward, giving you the courage to take on even bigger challenges and to continue pushing toward your goals no matter how difficult they may seem. The power of persistence also lies in its ability to help us develop discipline and focus. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to lose sight of our goals or to be pulled in a million different directions. But persistence requires discipline. It requires the ability to stay focused on what matters and to keep putting in the effort, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Persistence is about showing up every day, doing the work, and staying committed to your vision, even when it's hard. The more you persist, the more you develop the discipline to stay on track, and the more you strengthen your ability to focus on your goals. Discipline and focus are essential ingredients in the recipe for success, and persistence is the key that unlocks them. The power of persistence is also about learning to embrace the journey. So often we focus solely on the destination, on the end result, and forget to appreciate the process along the way. Persistence isn't just about achieving your goal, it's about the lessons you learn, the growth you experience, and the person you become in the process. Every step you take, every challenge you face, and every obstacle you overcome is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become better. The journey is just as important as the destination, and persistence allows you to fully experience both. It teaches you to find joy and fulfillment in the work itself, not just in the rewards that come with success. Finally, persistence is the key to unlocking your true potential. We all have dreams, aspirations, and goals that we want to achieve. But the only way to make those dreams a reality is through persistence. It's the willingness to keep going when things get tough, to push through the difficult moments, and to remain focused on the bigger picture. It's the ability to rise after every fall, to keep moving forward, no matter how many setbacks you encounter. Persistence is the force that turns dreams into reality. It is the unwavering commitment to keep going, no matter how many times you have to try again. When you embrace persistence, you unlock the door to your fullest potential to set yourself on a path to achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. The power of persistence is not just about achieving success, it's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. It's about building the strength, resilience, and character needed to face life's challenges and to overcome them. When you persist, you become unstoppable. You prove to yourself that you can handle anything that comes your way, and you develop the confidence, discipline, and focus to continue striving toward your goals. No matter how difficult the journey may seem, persistence ensures that you will keep moving forward, one step at a time, until you achieve the success you desire. Persistence is the key to unlocking your dreams and turning them into reality. It is the force that propels you toward greatness. Adrenaline is often associated with physical exertion, with moments of intense action or extreme sports where the body is pushed to its limits. We've all seen or heard stories of athletes breaking records or individuals in life-threatening situations accomplishing feats that defy logic and seem impossible. These instances are often attributed to the rush of adrenaline coursing through their veins, a physiological response that sharpens the mind, heightens the senses, and fuels the body with the strength it needs to perform extraordinary acts. But what many fail to recognize is that the power of adrenaline goes far beyond physical limits. Adrenaline, in its purest form, is not just about surviving a physical challenge. It is a force that connects mind, body, and spirit, helping us break through the mental and emotional barriers we place in front of ourselves. The impact of adrenaline on the human body is fascinating. When the body senses danger or perceives a challenge, the adrenal glands release adrenaline into the bloodstream. This hormone triggers a cascade of reactions. Heart rate increases, blood flow is redirected to muscles, and the senses are heightened. It is the body's built-in emergency response system, designed to enable us to act quickly and decisively in critical situations. This physiological reaction is a survival mechanism, ensuring we can respond to danger with speed and power. However, the influence of adrenaline extends far beyond life or death situations. It is the catalyst for pushing through moments of discomfort, fear, and doubt, pushing past what we think are our physical or mental limits and finding new depths of strength and resilience. Adrenaline operates in many ways within us, often without us even realizing it. Think about moments of intense focus and clarity when everything around you seems to fade away and you can concentrate fully on the task at hand. That sharpness and clarity of mind are a result of adrenaline's effect on the brain. It enhances cognitive function, increases reaction times, and enables us to make quicker, more decisive decisions. Whether you're facing a difficult decision at work, preparing for an important presentation, or dealing with a high-pressure situation, adrenaline can help you access a state of heightened awareness and performance. It sharpens your ability to think, act, and execute under pressure, and in some cases, it allows you to accomplish things that you might have believed were impossible. The power of adrenaline also extends to our emotional state. When we face stress, pressure, or fear, it's common to feel overwhelmed, paralyzed, or anxious. However, if we can channel that energy and focus it in a constructive way, adrenaline can help us navigate those emotions, turning potential weakness into strength. Adrenaline can transform fear into courage, anxiety into motivation, and uncertainty into confidence. The key lies in how we perceive and respond to the rush of energy that adrenaline provides. When we allow ourselves to get swept up in fear or panic, the adrenaline surge can become overwhelming, working against us rather than for us. But when we recognize that the surge is there to empower us, we can direct it, using it to fuel our drive, push us forward, and help us achieve the extraordinary. This is where the concept of adrenaline beyond physical limits begins to take shape. It's not just about running faster, jumping higher, or lifting heavier weights. Adrenaline, when harnessed correctly, allows us to surpass the boundaries we have set for ourselves, both physically and mentally. Many people experience a surge of adrenaline in moments of fear or anxiety, such as speaking in front of an audience, asking for a promotion, or taking on a daunting challenge. In these moments, the heart races, the palms sweat, and the body is filled with an overwhelming sense of urgency. For many, the instinct is to retreat, to avoid the discomfort, or to shrink back into safety. But it is precisely in these moments that adrenaline offers us the opportunity to grow and break free from self-imposed limitations. We all have internal barriers, fears, insecurities, doubts that prevent us from reaching our full potential. These barriers are often mental rather than physical. They are rooted in the stories we tell ourselves about what we can and cannot do, in the belief that we are limited by our past experiences or by our perception of what is possible. These limits can be difficult to overcome because they are ingrained deeply within us. We may have failed before, faced rejection, or been told that we weren't capable of achieving certain things. But the power of adrenaline is that it disrupts these limits. It bypasses the logical, self-critical mind and taps into a deeper well of energy, enabling us to push beyond what we thought were our personal boundaries. Adrenaline's ability to help us break free from mental limitations is not just about physical tasks or challenges, it extends to emotional resilience as well. Emotional endurance is critical in facing difficult circumstances and overcoming setbacks. The body and mind are interconnected, and the emotional toll of stress or failure can have a significant impact on our overall well-being. However, when we experience an adrenaline rush in response to emotional challenges, it can give us the strength to overcome emotional paralysis. The rush of energy we feel when we are faced with a high-stakes situation often helps us remain calm, focused, and proactive. In these moments, we are able to think more clearly, make decisions with greater confidence, and handle stress with a newfound resilience. Moreover, adrenaline can have a profound impact on our drive and motivation. It is easy to become complacent or comfortable with the status quo. The everyday grind can cause us to lose sight of our larger goals, and we may start to accept mediocrity or stagnation. But when we push ourselves outside of our comfort zones, whether it's stepping into a new role, pursuing a challenging goal, or tackling an obstacle we've avoided, adrenaline is there to propel us forward. It lights a fire within us, motivating us to take action and persist, even when things become difficult. The very act of stepping into uncertainty activates a surge of adrenaline, urging us to take risks and pursue growth. This feeling of excitement and energy can be the spark we need to transform our dreams into reality. While physical limits are often associated with tangible barriers, muscle fatigue, exhaustion, or physical pain, adrenaline can help us transcend these limitations by enabling us to tap into our deeper reservoirs of strength. This is particularly evident in endurance events, extreme sports, and high-intensity physical challenges. The athlete who sprints across the finish line despite being exhausted, the climber who scales the last peak despite being fatigued, or the individual who performs under extreme pressure all demonstrate the impact of adrenaline on physical performance. What is often overlooked, however, is the mental component of this performance. The mental fortitude required to push past exhaustion, to overcome fear, and to stay focused on the goal is just as critical as the physical endurance itself. Adrenaline plays a vital role in the mind-body connection, allowing individuals to push through not just physical discomfort, but also the mental resistance that can arise when the body is near its breaking point.